Join us as we explore the heart of London in an unforgettable 7-day adventure. From iconic landmarks to hidden gems, royal palaces to street art tunnels, and even a day trip to Paris. Let's dive into the magic of the UK capital, where we'll share what we saw and did, and we'll share some history with you too. Our first day kicks off with the classic red hop-on, hop-off bus tour, the perfect way to get our bearings and soak in the London skyline from the top deck. First, drive by Big Ben. This symbol of London never fails to impress with its towering presence and historic charm. We then pass by the Royal Courts of Justice. Located on the Strand, this striking Gothic-style building houses both the High Court and the Court of Appeal of England and Wales. Next, we head to the magnificent St. Paul's Cathedral with its stunning dome and serene interior. From there, we drove along London Bridge, not to be confused with Tower Bridge, which you can see in the distance. Now this is Tower Bridge. The bus drove us on it and through it. Finally, we stumbled into something unexpected, an Extinction Rebellion protest, a massive climate rally. London's voice, loud and clear. It blocked the bus route, so we couldn't go anywhere until the march passed. So we got off the bus and went on foot. We walked through the crowd because we wanted to continue exploring. It was a peaceful crowd, but you never know what will happen. We wondered what we got ourselves into. First up on day 2, we were at St. Paul's Cathedral. Rising high above London's skyline, St. Paul's Cathedral is not just a place of worship, it's a symbol of resilience, artistry, and British identity. The current cathedral, designed by Sir Christopher Wren, was completed in 1710, replacing an earlier church destroyed in the Great Fire of London in 1666. With its iconic dome, St. Paul's is one of the largest cathedrals in the world, second only to St. Peter's in Rome when it was built. Its dome, inspired by Michelangelo's design for St. Peter's, is 360 feet tall, and you can actually climb to the top for breathtaking panoramic views of London. Along the way, don't miss the Whispering Gallery, where a whisper against the wall can be heard clearly on the opposite side, over 100 feet away. St. Paul's has hosted many historic moments. The funeral of Sir Winston Churchill in 1965, the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana in 1981, and Jubilee celebrations for Queen Elizabeth II. During World War II, it became a symbol of hope. One of the most famous photos of the war shows St. Paul's dome rising above the smoke and the fire of the Blitz, miraculously untouched while much of the surrounding city was in ruins. Beneath the cathedral lies a crypt housing the tombs of many national heroes, including Admiral Lord Nelson and the Duke of Wellington. Whether you're admiring its breathtaking architecture, climbing to the dome, or quietly reflecting inside, St. Paul's connects you to centuries of British history and spirit. Then it was time for another classic, Big Ben from a new angle. We didn't go inside, instead we just marveled at it from the outside. When people say Big Ben, they're usually talking about the iconic clock tower at the north end of the Palace of Westminster. But technically, Big Ben is the nickname for the great bell inside the tower, not the tower itself. After a major restoration that began in 2017, the tower's full glory, including its newly restored blue and gold detailing, is now visible again. It's more than a landmark. Big Ben is the voice, the timekeeper, and the soul of London's skyline. Next up is Westminster Abbey. Few buildings in the world hold as much history as Westminster Abbey, a living monument to over 1,000 years of British tradition. The site has been a place of worship since at least the 7th century, but the stunning Gothic structure we see today was begun by King Henry III in 1245. Since then, it has played a central role in the life of the nation. Every English and British monarch since William the Conqueror in 1066 has been crowned here. Perhaps most famously, Westminster Abbey is home to the coronation chair, the very seat where monarchs like Queen Elizabeth II and King Charles III were crowned. But the Abbey isn't just a place of royal pomp, it's actually a burial place for kings, queens, poets, scientists, and politicians. You can visit the tombs of Elizabeth I, Mary Queen of Scots, and Edward the Confessor, as well as modern legends like Stephen Hawking and Charles Darwin. One of the most visited areas is Poets' Corner, where literary giants such as Charles Dickens, Geoffrey Chaucer, and Jane Austen are memorialized. The Abbey has also been the venue for many royal weddings, most recently Prince William and Catherine Middleton in 2011, and countless state funerals from Sir Winston Churchill to Queen Elizabeth II in 2022. Walking through its hallowed halls, surrounded by intricate stainless glass, medieval tombs, and vaulted ceilings, you can feel the weight of British history all around you. Westminster Abbey isn't just a church, it's the soul of a nation. Next stop, Kensington Palace, where generations of royals have lived, including Princess Diana. Tucked away on the western edge of Hyde Park, Kensington Palace is more than just a royal home, it's a window into the private lives of Britain's most iconic monarchs. Today, parts of Kensington Palace are open to the public, where you can explore the state apartments, the beautiful King's Staircase painted by William Kent, and exhibitions showcasing royal fashion and family life. The palace has long been the heart of modern royal life. It was the official home of Princess Diana, and her legacy is still deeply felt in the sunken garden, now beautifully redesigned as the Princess Diana Memorial Garden. Currently, it's the London residence of the Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Catherine, as well as other royal family members. Kensington Palace is where monarchy meets humanity, where kings, queens, and modern royals have lived, loved, grieved, and celebrated for over 300 years. Today the city is buzzing. It's the London Marathon, and Cecilia's getting ready to head out. During the race, our son and I cooled off at the British Museum. The British Museum was founded in 1753 and opened to the public in 1759, making it the first public national museum in the world. One of the museum's most famous artifacts is the Rosetta Stone, which was crucial in deciphering ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. It has been on display at the museum since 1802. We stopped at a couple of spots along the race route to cheer on Cecilia, and after the race we met up. Cecilia was so proud of her medal. Day 4 was a special one. We ventured out of the city to visit Stonehenge. Set on the wind-swept Salisbury Plain, Stonehenge stands as one of the world's most iconic and mysterious monuments, a prehistoric marvel that has captivated the imagination for over 5,000 years. We took the self-guided audio tour. Although you can't get too close to the stones anymore, it is still a marvel to see. Constructed in several stages between 3000 and 1600 BC, Stonehenge is made up of massive sarsen stones, some weighing up to 25 tons, arranged in a circular pattern with remarkable astronomical precision. How did Neolithic people move these enormous stones, some from over 150 miles away in Wales, using only primitive tools? That's still one of the history's biggest unanswered questions. Though silent and unmoving, Stonehenge continues to speak to us across the ages, a symbol of ancient ingenuity, mystery, and mankind's eternal quest to understand the heavens and our place beneath them. On day 5, we hopped on the Eurostar at St. Pancras International and zipped across into Paris in under 2.5 hours. Within minutes, you're racing through the English countryside, heading toward one of the greatest engineering feats of modern Europe, the Channel Tunnel. Going through the tunnel in just 20 minutes, you're across the channel and zipping through the French countryside. No airport stress and no security lines. Arriving at Gare du Nord in the heart of Paris, you're dropped right into the rhythm of the City of Light. We took an Uber to the Eiffel Tower. Standing proudly on the banks of the Seine, the Eiffel Tower is more than just a symbol of Paris. It's a global icon of architecture, ambition, and elegance. Constructed for the 1889 Exposition Universelle, the World's Fair, to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution, the tower was designed by Gustave Eiffel and his team of engineers. At the time, it was a radical and controversial design. Despite initial backlash, Parisians grew to love their Iron Lady, and it eventually became permanent, even though it was originally meant to stand for only 20 years. Today, the Eiffel Tower attracts nearly 7 million visitors a year, making it one of the most visited monuments in the world. Whether you climb the 704 steps to the second floor, or take the glass elevator to the summit, the views of Paris from the Arc de Triomphe to the Seine River are unforgettable. On day 6 back in London, we started the day at the Tower of London. The Tower of London is one of the most iconic and historically rich landmarks in England, with nearly 1,000 years of stories etched into its stone walls. Founded in 1078 by William the Conqueror, shortly after the Norman conquest, the tower was originally built as a symbol of Norman power, designed to intimidate and control the city of London. The heart of the complex, known as the White Tower, is one of the oldest surviving keeps in England. Over the centuries, the tower has served many roles, from a royal residence and treasury to an armory and even a menagerie. At one point, it housed exotic animals gifted to the monarchy, including lions, bears, and an elephant. Perhaps its most infamous role was as a prison and a place of execution. Many notable figures were held here, including Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII, who was executed within the tower's walls in 1536. Others included Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days Queen, and Guy Fawkes, the man behind the gunpowder plot to blow up Parliament. The tower is also home to the Crown Jewels, a dazzling collection of royal regalia that includes some of the most precious and historically significant gems in the world. These jewels are still used in coronations and state ceremonies today and are kept under tight security in the jewel house. The tower's defenders, the famous yeoman warders or beef eaters, have guarded the fortress for centuries and continue to serve as guides and ceremonial guardians. Legend has it that if the ravens ever leave the tower, the kingdom will fall, so a small group of these black birds are cared for on the grounds at all times. From royal intrigue to military stronghold, from grim prison to dazzling treasury, the Tower of London embodies the tumultuous history of England, a place where power and legend meet. Then we headed to Piccadilly Circus, one of London's most famous and bustling public spaces, often called the Times Square of London for its bright lights, crowds, and energy. The word circus here means a circular open space where major streets converge. In this case, 5 busy roads meet, including Piccadilly, Regent Street, and Shaftesbury Avenue. The area was created in 1819 to connect Regent Street with Piccadilly, making it a vital hub for traffic and commerce. Over time, it transformed into a social and entertainment center, surrounded by theaters, shops, and restaurants. One of Piccadilly Circus's most iconic features is the giant LED advertising screens that light up the buildings, a tradition dating back to the early 1900s when neon signs first appeared. Today, these dazzling displays draw tourists and Londoners alike, especially after dark. Next, we walked over to Chinatown. London's Chinatown, nestled between Leicester Square and Soho, is a bustling cultural hotspot that dates back to the early 20th century, when Chinese immigrants began settling in the area. And then we walked to Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square was built to commemorate the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, a decisive naval victory led by Admiral Lord Nelson against Napoleon's fleet. At its center stands the towering Nelson's Column, guarded by 4 majestic bronze lions. The square has long been a hub for public events, celebrations, protests, and gatherings, from New Year's Eve festivities to political rallies and cultural festivals, making it one of London's most vibrant public spaces. It's also home to the National Gallery, housing masterpieces by artists like Van Gogh, Da Vinci, and Turner, making Trafalgar Square a blend of history, art, and community life. Next up, Downing Street, home of the Prime Minister. 10 Downing Street, often simply called Number 10, has been the official residence and office of the British Prime Minister since 1735. making it one of the oldest and most famous political addresses in the world. The street itself is a quiet, gated cul-de-sac in the heart of London, and while it looks modest from the outside, it's the epicenter of major decisions affecting the UK and often the world. Behind its famous Black Door, many historic events have unfolded, from wartime leadership by Winston Churchill to contemporary policy decision by today's Prime Minister. We strolled the Mall, the royal route leading to Buckingham Palace. The Mall is a grand ceremonial road in London that leads directly from Trafalgar Square to Buckingham Palace. Its striking red surface was designed to resemble a giant red carpet, symbolizing a royal welcome. The avenue is famously used for major state occasions and public celebrations, including Trooping the Colour, the annual ceremony marking the Queen's official birthday, and large-scale events like royal weddings and jubilees. On this day, we saw some activity as VIPs were being transported out of one of the buildings. Buckingham Palace has been the official London residence of the British monarch since 1837, starting with Queen Victoria. It's not just a home, but the administrative headquarters of the monarchy. The palace has 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 188 staff bedrooms, 92 offices, and 78 bathrooms, making it one of the largest working palaces in the world. The famous Changing of the Guards ceremony takes place outside the palace and attracts thousands of visitors every year, showcasing a colorful display of British pageantry and tradition. Changing the Guards ceremonies normally take place a few days a week and at a specific time. Unfortunately, we weren't able to catch the changing of the guard on our visit. During World War II, the palace was bombed multiple times, but remained a symbol of British resilience and hope throughout the Blitz. On our last day, we explored modern London at the O2, a huge entertainment complex located on the Greenwich Peninsula in southeast London. Originally built as the Millennium Dome to celebrate the year 2000, it was later transformed into what's now called the O2. We then wandered through Lower Marsh, a vibrant and charming street and neighborhood located near Waterloo Station in central London. It's known for its eclectic mix of independent shops, cafes, markets, and creative spaces. And finally, we hit Leake Street Arches, a graffiti tunnel under Waterloo. The tunnel gained prominence in 2008 when renowned street artist Banksy organized the Cannes Festival, inviting over 30 artists to transform the space into a temporary art gallery. Since then, it's remained a legal space for graffiti, allowing artists to express themselves freely. The walls are continuously adorned with ever-changing murals, making each visit a unique experience. Raw, real, and bursting with creativity, the perfect end to our adventure. Thanks for coming along on our London adventure. From Big Ben to Stonehenge, the Eiffel Tower to the London Marathon, we explored iconic sites, royal landmarks, hidden streets, and even crossed into Paris. Thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers from London.